Right after the Waqf Amendment Bill was passed in both houses of the Parliament, protests erupted across many parts of India, including Kolkata, Chennai, Ahmedabad and Mumbai. Members of the community staged a protest at Park Circus crossing in Kolkata, demanding the immediate withdrawal of the Waqf Amendment Bill 2025. Now, the demonstrations, which began after the Friday namaz prayers, saw large crowds blocking key roads in the city and raising slogans against the legislation. Various Muslim organizations in Ahmedabad also staged protests opposing the bill's provisions. In Chennai, party members of TVK staged a statewide protest on Friday. TVK party cadre and members of the Muslim community participated in protests across the state of Tamil Nadu, including 6 locations in Chennai. Mumbai also saw protests from Muslim community members against the Waqf bill. Muslim leaders and opposition parties say that the bill is unconstitutional and infringes on the rights of India's Muslim minority community. But the government says the bill aims to make the management of Waqf properties more transparent. Meanwhile, the matter has reached the Supreme Court. Congress party leader Mohammad Jawed has filed a petition in the Apex Court against the bill. Earlier, the Congress party had said that it would soon challenge the constitutionality of the Waqf Amendment Bill in the Supreme Court. In a post on social media platform X, Congress party leader Jairam Ramesh termed the passage of the bill as a quote-unquote assault of the Narendra Modi government on the Indian Constitution, and said that his party would continue to resist the same. The Congress party will very soon be challenging in the Supreme Court the constitutionality of the Waqf Amendment Bill 2025. The Parliament early Friday approved the bill after the Rajya Sabha gave its nod to the contentious legislation after a 13-hour-long debate. The bill was passed in the Rajya Sabha with 128 members voting in favour and 95 opposing it. It was passed in the Lok Sabha on Thursday with 288 members supporting it and 232 against it.
लोकसभा और राज्यसभा से पारित हुआ है। अभी इसे गुजरना है राष्ट्रपति के कंसेंट पे, उसके बाद लीगल बैटल से गुजरना है। ये सब हो जाने दें, हमें वही करना है जो संवैधानिक हो। मोदी जी की तरह, बीजेपी की तरह हम कोई असंवैधानिक कदम नहीं उठाएंगे। हम मानते हैं कि मौजूदा जो पारित हुआ है लोकसभा राज्य से, ये अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल है, पूरी तरीके से ये उल्लंघन करता है जो मूलभूत अधिकार 25, 26, 14, 15 भारत के संविधान में हैं। तो हम उस पर अध्ययन करने के बाद कदम उठाएंगे और हम कोई असंवैधानिक कार्य न करेंगे और न चाहेंगे देश में हो।
Bill the passing of which resulting in protests across the country. Now the Congress party leader Mohammad Jawed has filed a petition in the Supreme Court of India against the bill. Bear in mind, the Congress party had said right after the bill being passed in the Indian Parliament that it would soon challenge the constitutionality of the Waqf Amendment Bill. This came after Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin too said that he will and the Tamil Nadu government will question the validity of the Waqf Amendment Bill. Bear in mind, the Parliament approved the bill today, that's Friday, where the Rajya Sabha gave its nod finally to the contentious legislation, and that final nod coming in after a 13-hour-long debate. We have my colleague Piyush Pandey now joining us on the phone line for more. Piyush, talk to us. Protests erupting across the country after the bill was passed in the Rajya Sabha, and now you have the Congress party taking the matter to the Supreme Court, and they're not alone. The MK Stalin and the DMK already said that they will.
Krishna, now awaiting President assent actually, but a petition has been filed before Supreme Court by Congress Member of Parliament, Mohammad Javed, and he challenged Waqf Amendment Bill. Basically, whenever the assent has been given by President, then the Supreme Court will hear this matter, and Javed, the Congress party whip in Lok Sabha, was a member of the Joint Parliamentary Committee on the Waqf Amendment Bill of 2024. He has contended that the law violates Article 14, basically right of equality, Article 25, freedom of practice religion, 26, freedom of manage religious affairs, Article 29, minority rights, and 300A, right to property of the Constitution. So now he filed only the petition, but Supreme Court will hear after assent of President. Otherwise, if only he challenged only bill, so Supreme Court doesn't have power to hear against the Parliament, which has been passed by Parliament, and when the assent has been taken by President, then the Supreme Court will hear this matter, because there is a judicial review, and the judicial review after the assent of President. Yeah, Krishna.
Piyush Pandey there joining us. But Piyush, talk to us now that the matter is at the Supreme Court. It won't be just the Congress party, it will be others as well who will be looking to challenge the validity, the constitutional validity of the bill at the top court.
Basically, Krishna, there is a need of understanding. No one can challenge constitutional validity of bill. Basically, whenever the presidential assent as given by a passed bill by Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, both houses, and then President, whenever give that assent, then they can challenge the act only in Supreme Court, because judicial review has only granted by a power to Supreme Court to judicial review of a act. They cannot, basically Supreme Court cannot judicial review any bill whichever passed by both houses. Whenever President will give assent, then Supreme Court will take a chance to judicial review, and that will heard by Supreme Court judges. But now they have filed the petition, but the relevancy of petition is nil, because there is no article given any right to Supreme Court or any court to judicial review of any bill which has been passed by Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha or both houses. Yes, Krishna.
Right. So, Piyush, you're saying the fact that there is no question of questioning the constitutional validity of the bill, but how do you foresee the way forward? If multiple cases come appear in front of the Supreme Court, they will have to club all the cases together and hear it in one go.
Yeah, Krishna, the many petitions will be filed in future. Basically, whenever President will give assent to this bill, after that, the many of parties which are in opposition, and many of other institutions like NGOs and human rights associations or Muslim personals and Muslim Personal Law Board, they also file a petition after the assent given by President. But Javed has filed before that assent, and there is no chance to judicial review of a bill. So there is only a chance he can do the matter, that will he will file an application in Supreme Court after assent of given by President, and Supreme Court will give chance to amend that petition. But if he pursue this matter to quash the bill, Supreme Court doesn't have constitutional power to struck down a bill. Basically, the judicial review only Supreme Court can judicial review only after President's assent. Otherwise, the bill constitutional validity cannot be challenged in Supreme Court.
Piyush Pandey there, breaking that down in terms of what the hearing at the Supreme Court will be all about. Meanwhile, protests have broken out across the country in many parts of India, including Kolkata, Chennai, Ahmedabad and Mumbai. Visuals on the screens of the protests against the Waqf Amendment Bill taking place in Kolkata. Members of the Muslim community staging a protest at the Park Circus crossing in Kolkata, demanding the immediate withdrawal of the Waqf Amendment Bill. The demonstrations began after the Friday prayers saw huge crowds blocking key city roads and raising slogans against the legislation. On the screens now are visuals of the protests against the Waqf Amendment Bill from Bihar. These are the latest protests in Jamui in Bihar. Various Muslim organizations conducting protests across the country.